Yeah.
Wonderful presentation and great exploration of the potentials of light. I spent my life doing the same thing. I'm an astronomer, building my own telescopes and mucking about with glass and all sorts. So I relate to it completely and absolutely. But the end product is the incredible thing, is that light as form and space is absolutely extraordinary. It's the most incredible thing in the universe. We don't know much about it. We've explained it. Einstein explored it. And at the present moment, we don't know what happens at a single point in space outside the Earth's atmosphere. Inspect a single point in space. There are hundreds of millions of stars in the universe around. Every one of those stars that we can see from our planet is sending a shaft of light through that point in space. So every single tiny point in space, which we cannot investigate, is actually full of stars and full of light. And there is even a theory that matter is changed at that point. So it's an amazing phenomenon. In order to move things forward, I think it may be worth exploring the work of Tom Mee, spelled M-E-E, who makes artificial fog. He makes artificial fog at various densities, and at the right density, you will be able to create three-dimensional worlds using light blades, which would be extraordinary. He's from California, and I first met him. He was crushing ball bearings with a special vise to try and make the gap between the bearings 14 microns. And at 14 microns, the particles that are emitted under a high-pressure water jet hang in the air, they don't fall, so they hang and drift as fog. He made a fortune in the California orange fields, protecting orange crops against the frost by laying pipes and creating fields full of fog, which would then condense on the oranges and give its latent heat of change of state to the oranges and keep them above freezing, which is amazing. But I think it's still made, and I think European companies that are producing various forms of artificial fog. You could make the next step just as you were exploring, which is, I think that would be fantastic to explore that.
What does AGM mean? Peter, what does improvised AGM mean? You don't know.
David,
you're on.
yeah, I was going to ask you.
What do you think? Ageism. I don't know. Agum.
Improvised. Do you need it now? No. David, what is improvised AGM?
Number 78.
It's an aphorism. I don't know, we just keep calling them AGM. It's really just annual general meeting, isn't it?
Aha.
And so we just, whenever we have some people we call it an AGM. It's not really.
I didn't know that.
It's a surreal joke.
What does the A stand for?
Annual.
Annual general meeting.
And the plan is to have it weekly.
Annually.
In the more everyday, you're exploring the wonderful properties of it and the secondary properties that have come out of research into light, laser, interferometry, holography, etc., all of which have their own particular properties, and all of which architects can grab in the way that you've done, which is fantastic. And the idea of exploring light as space, light as definer, light as interactive part of the live world, despite the fact it's incredibly unmeasurable and ephemeral and difficult to grab and carry away, is absolutely wonderful. I think it's a great piece of research. And you've built up an enormous amount of personal knowledge, which I suspect will carry on. It won't stop here. Well done. Fantastic.